Hello and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be building the Star Wars Luke Skywalker mech suit. So it's his X-Wing converted into a mech suit, which is really interesting. And it's Luke Skywalker in his pilot uniform. So let's crack it open. We've got the usual 3 bags and our instruction booklet. And a loose piece which looks like his lightsaber blade, which will likely go on the mech suit. So I'm going to put that to the side. I'm also, actually it's 4 bags, my mistake. So I'm going to start by cracking open bag 1. Just make sure nothing's loose in the bag. I have been fooled before. So step 1, we want to find this piece here, which is familiar to me because that's going to build, we're going to start off by building sort of the torso where he's going to sit, and then usually end up building the legs, then the arms. So we're going to get that. And then we're going to get a little red 2-bit. I'm going to put that on here like so. Then we need a grey 4 that's going to go on top of that like that. These, once you get the hang of these, they tend not to take too long. Usually I think it's around, I clock it around 30-40 minutes depending on how much talking I'm doing. Luke Skywalker obviously is one of the main protagonists of the Star Wars universe. If you don't know who Luke Skywalker is, then the likelihood is you've not seen Star Wars, or you've been living under a rock, because even people who haven't seen Star Wars usually know who Luke Skywalker is to some degree. Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader and Boba Fett, maybe even Yoda and R2-D2. Pretty much most of the main characters are iconic at this moment. Iconic. You know, it's been spanning for decades. Some of these characters have been in toys, they've been in other movies referenced. They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. This little white bit with the knob on it goes there. So yeah, I mean, if you likely watching this video know who Luke Skywalker is. He's not one of my favourite characters from the Star Wars universe. He is good. If you look at who he was in the sequels, he'd gone through a particular journey, and you know, his character changed somewhat. But that's what happens to people in real life. Experiences change people. Now these little knobbly bits that we've just put on there are what the arms and legs are going to clip onto. So you can see the torso is coming together real nice. We need some of these white bits to go along here. My favourite Star Wars characters include Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not to be confused with old Ben Kenobi, because they're 2 different people. Not really, but Obi-Wan Kenobi in his prime is well, not even in his prime. Just in the prequels, Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favourite character. Then probably Darth Maul, and then R2-D2, and then probably Darth Vader, maybe. Yeah, then probably it goes on and on. Boba Fett, Han Solo, those kind of things. We've got these little grid bits going on. I'm interested to see how this one turns out because it's actually his X-Wing. I want to see just how much it resembles the X-Wing when it's built. Now, yes, you can look at the box, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves for just a little moment. It's not the same looking at a picture or a box. It's probably not even the same for you guys watching me build it than it is to build it yourself and hold it in your hands. These little white clips need to go outward like that. Then we need these little pointy bits to go forward at the front. Like so. Then we need 2 of these sort of angled bits. You probably can't see it. I've mentioned this in the last video. My hands are too big to show you these tiny little pieces, and so I am looking at trying to find different ways to film this. If you could think of any ideas, let me know. That was me skin. Let me know I do watch some, some other people collect Lego and stuff like that, but as for builds, I've not really watched too many other builds, so I just wing this. I do it in my free time. I do other things in my free time. I have very little of it, but I try and squeeze some things in. So collecting, gaming, particularly VR gaming, and then Lego and Star Wars. So we need 2 of these pieces, the pieces with the little hooks on, some of them, to sort of come off that bit that we've just placed. But yeah, Luke Skywalker. If we're talking favourite movies, episode 3 is my favourite out of the numbered movies. Then it would probably be Empire Strikes Back. So I do sort of have favourites in the prequels and I have favourites in the original trilogy. The sequels are okay. They're okay movies. They're not as bad as some people make out. They're certainly not the best Star Wars, but they're damn near, they're not the worst. There's some bad moments in every Star Wars saga that, coming from a diehard Star Wars fan, that's hard to hear and to say sometimes. But, none of the Star Wars movies are perfect. Episode 3, my favourite, has its moments where you think, well, that was a strange choice. A strange choice indeed. But ultimately, it's Star Wars and it's fantastic. We're nearly done with bag 1. We need this little blue. We need these 2 little blue pointy bits. We need to flip this over. Go on there. And then we need this little. So this is the seat. I said this in the last video. This is where you put that on there like this, and you might not be able to see it yet. You put that on there like that, and he's going to stand in, which is interesting. Where's the minifigure? Normally, in the first bag, you get the minifigure to build. I haven't seen Luke yet. He's probably going to be in bag 2, I reckon. It's an interesting choice. Sometimes you think there's a format to follow, and then sometimes they just change that up. Keeps things fresh, though. Keeps things fresh. Okay, so we want this white bit. We're going to turn it around, apparently. We want to put the circle bits on it, like that. Then we want to put the blue bits through those circle bits. Like so. And I want to turn it on. I appear to have a spare piece. You always get spare pieces in Lego sets, and it's good in case you need spare pieces, but I usually don't. I usually end up with a big bag of spare pieces. How many times can you say spare pieces in the same sentence? Bag number 2. Oh, actually, we've skipped a step. I wondered why these were separate, so I need to put this on there, like that. Right, bag number 2. So we need this angled bit. This is where we're going to start to build an arm or a leg. Usually I think you build the legs first. Turn that around. Usually starts to come together fairly quickly. Put that piece on there. Then we need a 2. To go there. Need one of the foldy over bits to go there. Then we need a yellow dot to go on that. I mean, the way they design these things, I will never know. It's absolutely madness to me. Now I know they probably use computers to do this, but at some point someone would have had to have designed these and thought about the you know, what pieces are going to go where, what pieces to use, and it's just, it baffles my mind. I wouldn't be able to do it. I know there's people who design their own Lego sets, and it's hats off to them, kudos to them, because it's beyond my intelligence. Angled bit goes there. We're definitely making a leg, I think. Then we want a grid piece to go on there, and it's sort of starting to take shape. We want a red 2 to go on the end. Then we need one piece with the ball on, which I don't appear to have. There I do, which goes on top of the red bit. And then a red angled bit to go like that. Fair enough. One white bit to go on top of there. Another yellow dot. Yeller. To go on there. And another foldy over bit to go over there. And it's doing something. Doesn't quite look like an arm yet. Right, we've got this. We're supposed to have a blue bit. There it is. Which goes on there from the yellow dot. No, it doesn't. Have I put the yellow dot in the wrong place? I've put the foldy over bit on the wrong place as well. So the foldy over bit goes over there, then that goes like that. Yeah, okay, we're getting there. Another white sort of angled bit like that. And so it is starting to look like an arm now, or a leg. I think it's a leg. If it follows the format of the others, it's a leg, so they can stand, but who knows? Who knows? That goes on there, grid piece goes on the side. Then we need the steps, the white steps, to be on a grey grid, like that. Then we need 2 of these corner pieces, the white ones. And that will go like that, like so. Then we need another grid to go over that little white bit. I've lost my other camera, so probably when you see this video, my intention was to do 2 angles, and it looks like the camera that was running there has just rebooted itself. So if you see me looking in different directions, that's why, but I'm going to try and focus on this camera now. Technology. Now, I'm an IT manager at my 9 to 5. I'm a very technical person, and technology infuriates me to a large degree, because it's simple things like this that I've got to the point where I'm probably a third of the way through the build now, and I'm going to lose all that footage and that audio. And that camera is actually hooked up to my good mic, so I don't know what the audio is going to look like. If you're watching this, it worked out okay. If you're not watching this, you won't know, and I'm talking to nobody, then it turned out really badly. So if you're watching this and it's good enough, please give the video a like, give me some kudos, give me some support, because it's very stressful trying to record things and make it look good. Anyway, where was I at? Bloody Nora, that looks like a foot. What the fuck? Right, we need one of these hook pieces with a red 2 on. I'm still enjoying the build, mind you. It's just infuriating that you can't, nothing bloody seems to work for me whenever I'm trying to do it. The computer that's hooked up to the webcam that's filming it with my mic, I need to upgrade it. But to be honest, it runs, if I'm doing something minimal, it runs. But the minute I want to record something substantial like this, and I've been recording, what, for 17 minutes now, and it goes in. Windows, man. Windows. Anywho, I digress. I'm crashing out, and I shouldn't be. I'm supposed to be enjoying myself. This is supposed to be me relaxing, building Lego. You know what I mean? Hey, that goes on there somehow. Yeah, so that makes a foot. I don't know whether you can see it. That's going to be a foot. So we're going to do that twice. Does it tell me to do it twice? No, not yet. It then needs to go on one and two of these. It's telling me I need two. Okay, yeah. Two of these. Like that. And then we have a leg. I told you it was a leg. One leg done. And it wants me to put that on here. Like that. So there you go. There's the torso and one leg. Bloody no. Issue after issue, I'm having. Issue after issue. We want to do the other leg. So we're going to replicate some of what we've just seen, probably on the other sides. On the other side. Building Lego on the other side. Yellow dot. So I'll try and rush through sort of this bit. Fold the over bit goes like that. And I want white 2 to go there. There we are. Then we want another white 2 to go there. And then the angled white bit, like that. I want the red grid pointing outwards, like that. And then the grey grid just over there, like that. I want a red 2 on the end. Red 2, standing by. Knobbly bit. I wish I knew all the names of them, but I don't. Getting called knobbly bit. Ball end. Angled bit. I'm very technical with the Lego. White 1. The corner of the red bit. Fold the over 1. Fold the over. Goes there. Yes you do. You go there. Why aren't you going there? Please go there. Done. Shazam. Yellow bit. Blue bit. I'm missing a blue bit. I only had the one blue bit. No, I didn't. There it is. I'm going mental. I'm going mental. I mean, to be fair, the light's shining into it and it didn't look blue. That's my excuse. I have astigmatism. There we are. Right, blue bit. Starting to look like a leg again. It looks like a leg, y'all. The white angled bit goes next to that, and like so. Yeah. Grid. Cut a grid. Goes on the 2 bit. Makes it all look mechanical. Then we want to get this piece again with our steps. Break on through to the other side. And this, as I was doing this step last time, that's when my camera died. So if my phone camera dies while I'm doing this, I'm going to flip my lid. I'm going to crash out, man. I'm going to absolutely crash out. Building a foot, my liege. Building a foot. The step bit goes on top. And then the twofer goes on there. And then this goes together somehow. Yeah, like that. And then it sits on 2 of these long bits. And it appears we've got some spare bits. Got another leg. Got another leg. He has 2 legs, my lord. 2 legs, your honour. There we are. He's taken shape. Boom. He can stand up. Hey, didn't I say the figure would probably be in book 2? Bag 2. He's not there, is he? He's not there. Where is Luke Skywalker? It's exactly like The Rise of Skywalker, where we just couldn't find him. If only R2-D2 could tell us where he is. There's no Luke Skywalker in here. And these are all very small pieces. What the devil? So that bag 4 looks to be the biggest, and that's the one that's going to have Luke Skywalker in. This bag, I'm not sure what's going on. Lots of round pieces in this bag. It's all round. Right. Ooh, what is this bit? Lots of holes in it. And we need 3 of the red bits. There we are. Don't you go away, not just yet. And we need 4 of the knobbly black bits. 2, 3, 4. The exact amount. Okay. This is going to be like the power core or something in the back. So these go in the corners. Don't know why I'm saying corners, but you know what I mean, like these little end bits there. General Skywalker. And then the 3 holes going upwards as these red do-ollie flops in. Like that. And then it clips onto the blue ones that were sticking out that we built earlier. Like that. Cool. Right, we need the 2 long white bits, because we need to do this twice. And then 2 of these hook bits to go on the end. So whatever we're doing here, I think we do twice. So we need 2 ones. We'll just try and build these here so you can see. Then these little hook bits with the knobbly bobblies on the end go like that. So we're going to build that twice. Here's one I built earlier. And then you need the angle bits that look like the wings of a plane. I'm familiar with these bits because when I build my starships, I haven't built an X-Wing, but I've built Obi-Wan's ship, I've built Yoda's ship, Boba Fett's, the Millennium Falcon. I'm familiar with these. These usually are part of a ship, so it makes sense. We're down through to the other side. Okay, right, we've got those. Done it twice. Then we need this little white bit that folds over. And you need to put it like that. Done. And then we need the white flap bit, the grey flap bits, to cover that knobbly bobbly, like that. I like how I'm doing it twice. I'm saving time here. Saving time. Oh, and then we've got like these little cylinders, look like dumbbells, go through these end holes. I think I've done that right. Times 2. Oh! Is that going to be his arm? Instead of having actual arms? That can't be right. No, I think he has actual arms too. Okay. Cool. Then we need to clip these onto something. Oh, onto the black bits that we've just put on. Ah, I see. Okay, so he's got like wing things now. Cool. Then we're going to make 2 more. So we'll follow the same steps. Why didn't it just tell me to do it 4 times? So that's what these are the wings, and then the next bag. I thought normally you only get 3 bags. The next bags will be his arms and the figure. So we're building 2 more of them little wing things. So we pretty much know what we're doing at this point. Do that twice, and then we want the little white foldy over bits. And then the grey things that go over them, can't go over it, can't go under it. And then the dumbbell things that go through. You want to do it on the opposite side of where the thing is, the angle, like that. And they're going to go I don't know if I've built this slightly wrong, but it looks good to me. Because that has some of them being upside down. Have I put... No, it's right. It's right. So now he's got like the sort of X-wing wings. Then we want this grey platform bit. We want to put this bit with the hook on it in the middle, like that. Then we got a single that goes next to it. Then the pink dots go on the corners. I'm going to have a spare pink dot, but it doesn't matter. I've got loads of spares. If you want spares, I've got spares. Like that. Interesting. Cool. And then that goes... Oh, hang on. Yeah. And that goes on his back, does it? And I think that, yeah, that's going to hold his lightsaber. So normally they have a way to hold the lightsaber, like the big lightsaber attaches to the back, and then they have a small lightsaber as well. So there we go. That's that bag. I think we're on to the final bag. But you can already see he's taken shape as a mech suit. So bag number 4. This one definitely has Luke Skywalker in it, and his arms. And the front. Yeah, so normally when I did the others, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Boba Fett, when you made the front, you also made the flap, and then you have the figure, and you can put it all in straight away. This is all done at the end. This is weird. I don't know if this is the newer version, or if this was one of the first ones. It's crazy to me that it's so different. So this is going to be the arm. So it's going to be a similar process to building the leg. You want this little sort of circle bit with the bits that go off the end. Then we want a red 4. Red 4 standing by. All the reds are standing by. You'll see. This little pit here, that's going to be like a gauntlet. Curved white bit. It's going to make it a nice smooth robotic arm. The bit with the So the clippy on. I wish I knew all the names. Wish I knew all the names of the bits for you. I don't, and I probably never will, because it'll push something else out my brain, and then I'll be useless to anyone, unless they want to know Lego pieces. Cool. It's taking some shape. Bring on through to the other side. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Ah, okay. I did a piece wrong. There we are. And then this, that can't be right either. Yes, it can. Right, so that goes on there. Like I don't know why. Don't ask me. I was going completely mental. I was going crazy. There's 2-bit with the whole. To go on there like that. And this is going to be how he holds things. This is going to be how he holds the lightsaber. 2 of these with the little dots on. This is going to act like his hand holding said lightsaber. So now you can see it kind of looks like it's got a thumb up and he's holding something. Okay, yeah, I've got it right. So now we need the big black lightsaber hilt. Which is here. That's going to go through the little hole thing that we made earlier. Here's one I made earlier. And then the bottom of the hilt clips in there. Now he's holding a lightsaber hilt. Then we're going to put some fingers on. Put some fingers on. Do we have fingers? Yes, we do. 1, 2, and 3. So now he's got, you can see it looks like he's holding something. There you go, much better. Now put that on there. There you go, he's got an arm. He's got an arm, he's getting there, getting there. Blimey. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Baby, let's look for another red floor. Front of the gauntlet. Well, I'm seeing pieces. I'm seeing pieces of Luke that it's not letting me use yet. I mean, I say letting me. I can technically do whatever the hell I want. I just know that if I do it out of order, I'll probably confuse myself and others. And let's be honest, we don't want to do that. Let's just be honest with ourselves for a moment. Yeah, white bit goes on there, it's starting to look like an arm again. Let's get the bit with the bar at the end where our fingers are going to connect. Yellow dot. This one will be slightly different because I don't think this one will hold a lightsaber, or maybe it can. Yeah. Okay, turn it around. Yeah, it is going to have the ability to hold a lightsaber, but we're not going to necessarily give it a lightsaber. Unless Luke's going to suddenly turn left-handed. Put that on there, turn it around, turn. Get the other one. Do it the opposite. Yeah. lightsaber hilt. Ah, this one's going to be grey. It's going to be a grey lightsaber, not a black one. Is he going to have two blades? Or is it just going to be the option? Yeah, fingers gone. Fingers, my lord. 1 and 2. The thing about mechs is they only have 3 fingers and then a thumb. Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Fingers gone. Clip his arm on. Without breaking anything else. There we go. Johnny Two Hands. Hey, it's getting there. Guess what we're doing now? Hopefully Luke the Skywalker. Ah, we're going to do his front. So you need this chest piece. And then his rebel emblem. If I put it upside down, what does that mean? What does it mean if the rebel emblem is upside down? I haven't, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not about that life. But it's an interesting concept. So now that's on, it can sort of lift, open and close, which means you can go inside. Luke Skywalker, I'm here to rescue you. I'm Luke Skywalker, I'm here to rescue you. So I've put his legs, his arms, put his legs and his torso together. Then we want his head. So you normally get on Lego figures a front and a back head. So one's got his visor up, one's got his visor down. I'm going to have his visor down. Then we want to put our Rebel pilot helmet on, which is a helmet that I don't have, but I do want. I do. There he is. There's a fella. And then we want to give him a lightsaber. So we've got a small lightsaber. It's not the size of the lightsaber that matters. So he can hold that. It also comes with a wee little blaster. Like that. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to put him in the mech suit, so I'm not going to give him his blaster just yet. Or his lightsaber. But his lightsaber can also clip in, I think here. Is that what that's for? I want to put it in the back, just for safekeeping. Oh yeah, it can go on his sides. I think so. Yeah, so the blaster can also go in these little holsters here. So the mech suit can hold his blaster. I've only got the one. Cool. And so then he can go in here and then close it. And then there's Luke in his macaroni suit. Next step. Yeah, and the lightsaber goes in the back. That's what I've just done. Turn him around. Put his lightsaber blade into one of the lightsaber hilts. Now he's got a lightsaber. You wouldn't want to come up against that, would you? Then we get these 2 circle ones. I don't know actually what we're doing here right now. This step bit goes on the end, and then that bit goes on there. That can't be right. Okay, yeah, that goes, grey bit, not, yeah, got it. Then the black bit goes on top of that. This is the big gun. He's going to have a big gun too. That's what the black holster, the black holster is not for the lightsaber, it's for the gun. And it's going to be a firing gun. Like the Boba Fett one could fire as well. So we'll put this mechanism in there. Got the sight. And then puts on this big scope thing. That's the top of a gun. Which then this little red thing here clips there, and that's got to go. I see. I see. And then that can go in there. There, now he's got a big blaster and a lightsaber. How cool is that? Bloody hell, Luke. And he can shoot. I'm not going to shoot. I showed you the shooting in the last video of one of the, I think it was the Boba Fett one, and you lose the bullets if you start shooting them. But he's got little blasters on his belt. He's got a big massive blaster. He's got a big lightsaber. He's got a lightsaber on the back. And he can go in and go out. That's cool. That is cool. So if we wanted to, we could pet him up against Darth Vader, who's currently not in his mech suit. He's off looting and tooting somewhere. But then I also have Darth Maul mech suit, and I also have Boba Fett. That's my mech suit collection. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Apologies about the camera malfunction. I hope this turns out okay. If you did like it, give it a like. Consider subscribing, help the channel out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.